I do believe that there's niching down and there's marketing, but dude, it's really hard to explain how I created an entire brand and in a year and a half got in the MGM Grand. That's a that's record labels. You got to be on a record label. You have to be signed. It's not. It doesn't make any sense. Other than God's like, it's time. I've prepared you your whole life for this, and now I'm going to put you in front of people to speak. I had a vision since I was like 19 years old that I had dreams of me being in stadiums speaking. Do you know what it's like to tell a pastor that? It's like, reminds me of Joseph. It's like, oh, I saw these stars and they were bowing down to me. I mean, for Joseph to say that to his older brothers was like the most disrespectful thing you could ever say. Poor kid was so naive. He had the dream, had no idea what he was doing. This is a culture where the oldest son was the most respected. And you got the youngest son being like, you're all going to bow down to me? What? Shut up. Don't say that. At 19 years old, I've seen myself in stadiums rapping and doing stuff before I'm any good. How do I tell a pastor that? What do they think the first time they hear that? This kid's got a big freaking ego. They don't know how to handle it because you're not supposed to be vain and ambitious. But unless, of course, God was revealing something to me at a young age, that a purpose he had for my life and he was going to fulfill it. All of a sudden, now I'm at the MGM and it's, oh, this is pretty familiar. And that's probably going to become my floor in the future. You know, I don't care the stadium size, but I'm competitive. I am competitive. I'm like, what can we do? I would love to be in a stadium with 60,000 people. I'd love to be in the NFL locker rooms. I hope my goal is to get into NFL locker rooms, NBA locker rooms, and stuff like that, and come in and do motivational stuff through hip hop, because that's all their mindset, right? But yeah, I had a dream about it 20 years ago that I was going to be right where I am. I had a desire in my early 20s to be a motivational speaker. I listened to Zig Ziglar. I never thought I would be doing motivational rap. That's definitely the part that I didn't.
What is motivational rap?
It's just a name I called what I do. You know, basically I blended the mindset of my motivational speaking, but took what takes people 45 minutes to say, and I say it in 3 minutes. So if you were sitting there and going like, if we were to blend rap and a motivational speaker and put it into something and it not be corny, like it not just be like a soundbite, what would it be? Motivational rap. Oh, so you can spit. You got a dope vibe to the way you say things, but you bring that heat and you bring that passion and that energy, but then you got the content of a motivational speaker and you got the depth of it. That's what it is. So it's really just an expression, artistic expression of my soul. I'm a very motivational guy. I'm a very motivated human. Like I coach myself. I'm passionate. I'm driven. I just blended it. I think the only difference is, like I said, with Eminem and those guys, they all have their own style of music and they have some motivational stuff. It's just I'm putting out constantly custom tailored motivational content that if you were to listen to a whole sound in the gym, a whole set of it, you would just want to go break through a wall. And you'd be like, man, this is like listening to 20, motivational speakers at once. Well, because I've grown up listening to all these motivational speakers I've picked up. I've been on all this training. So I'm really kind of like bringing all of the knowledge of all the people that I've learned from and under one umbrella and a succinct, it's valued because it's so potent. It's freaking potent. You get a freaking shot of it, 90 seconds, a minute of it, 2 minutes. And the other thing that music can do that a motivational speaker can't is music immediately tugs on the subconscious emotions. The track can start before I say anything and people are already dropped into an emotional state to receive. A motivational speaker might have to be 10 minutes in, tell a story before he can get you into that space where you're ready to receive. So music has the ability not only to hit the mind, but hit the subconscious and get to the soul. People who would usually be resistant to a story from a motivational speaker, if they don't agree, they're not resistant to the music. The people are resistant to hip hop. There'll be people that told them like, you really got a rapper here? But then like the second day, they're like, wow, I'm really liking rap. It breaks through because music is hard not to like. And then if the content is something you really believe in, now you're in cognitive dissonance. You can't say you hate it if literally everything I'm saying is in alignment with your values. So then you have to reevaluate what you thought about hip hop. I thought rap was only this. So you got a stereotype. So I like breaking stereotypes. You know, I had a buddy of mine reach out. He reached out to a contact of his. There's a record label contact that's looking at my music. I don't know if I ever want to work with a record label, but I do want to get my music synced, and I want to get it on a bunch licensed and get it out on a bunch of like movies and like sports stuff. So I might look at a label if that's what they can bring to the table. Unfortunately, labels want to own everything, and they're not going to own everything I have. But I will let them sync my music if they want to. But he reached out to them, and it was crazy because I was like, well, show him the MGM footage and show him this. And he's like, dude, you're bigger than the MGM footage. Like, what do you mean? He's like, your heart is bigger than the MGM footage. I called this guy and I told him, this guy's like at a conference, has his own niche, and he got 70-year-old women crying at the conference because they're so touched. I'm thinking in a sales tactic, you're not going to tell a label that. Like, but he's like, the guy I was talking to already made 300 million selling World of Dance. Like, he doesn't need to help anybody do anything. The guy's about purpose. So the guy made a phone call because, your heart. And he's like, I'll show him a song about your heart more than I'll show him the MGM footage. So it is encouraging, for my buddy to tell me that. Because he's like, dude, I'm referring you to people because you have a massive heart for people. Not because you were at the MGM Grand Arena. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. When people see past your gift and see into your intent and your passion, it's validating. That is very validating. Like, oh, you see that I really do care. This music is just an expression of how much I care.